champion to do crazy damage.
Yes, you do.
I'm Kramer.
All right, Italy actually banned on the side of CJ Entus. And Poppy taken away from Untara once again.
Yep. Not surprising. Didn't do that much on the Maokai, you know?
So the Varus ban actually makes a lot of sense in retrospect from SKT because Varus is good against Azir because to dodge the Varus Qs, if you're accurate with them, even though BDD has only played one game of Varus this season, you do have to use your shifting sands, and that's like annoying and mana intensive.
Yeah.
So Varus can do a lot against the Azir.
Opens you up to getting punished by.
So if you're gonna first pick the
Roman
Azir,
jungler.
yeah, if you're gonna first pick the Azir, I do understand taking away the Varus because his poke is, you know, oftentimes from outside of the range where you can CS with the Sand Soldiers.
Well, last ban now for CJ. Really running down the clock on this one. It's going to be the Azir, so huge respect being paid over to that.
Wow.
Don't want to take it for
CJ,
themselves.
the one banning the Azir. That is new.
Yeah.
Not something that they have been doing. They don't want to first pick it. What do they want to first pick? I guess Corki.
If it doesn't get banned out here, as the last ban by SKT.
By the way, really weird that they would ban Gangplank, CJ. SKT has not played Gangplank in quite some time, and when they did, Faker played it very early in the season, and it wasn't great.
It's going to be Graves taken away, so don't want to give that one over. It could be the Kindred picked up just immediately for bubbling.
Well, they have to pick between Kindred and Corki, and
Corki would be the
They
best.
are going to take Kindred on the side of SK Telecom then and just deny it from bubbling and deny the damage coming out of the jungle.
And this is where it starts getting scary, because if Kindred's gone, bubbling probably going to end up on the Gragas.
You can play at least two.
It's probably going to be the Gragas.
Wow, the Lulu, which fell all the way through the draft in the last game, could be grabbed by BDD, but taking the Lulu when you are planning to have a 80 carry Corki would be an overload of magic damage, especially with the Gragas, so you can't really pick the Lulu here, which means SK Telecom's going to get the Lulu. They're going to play Lulu, Lucian, Kindred, Trundle, Nautilus, I bet you.
We'll see.
If
Well, maybe not the Nautilus.
Nautilus isn't taken. They can still play Maokai. They can still play Maokai.
Oh yeah, Trundle for the support. I'm thinking top lane in my head.
Yeah, they'll play Maokai here instead. They already have the Trundle to deal with the Nautilus if it does end up going in the top side.
Okay. I was gonna say if you do run the Trundle on the top side, you can take the Brahma support and mitigate that rocket damage coming out from Corki. But it will be Nautilus and Gragas picked up by CJ. So we'll see how bubbling does this time around. He's had a few games. As in I can count them on one hand, games with this Gragas that was pretty phenomenal.
Okay.
It's against Jin Air in that first set. Really comes to mind, knocking Pilot into his team so they could collapse on top of him and completely blow him up.
Okay, Sivir.
Sivir gets picked up here by Bang.
Wow, they're really being conservative about this Lulu pick. That is somewhat surprising me. I guess they just want to make sure that they know what the mid lane matchup is. Faker's obviously played quite a few champions this season, but Lulu is his most played at 11 games. 10 in champions, I believe, 1 at IEM.
The last two picks. Nautilus, of course, not showing much from CJ yet, as that could be the top lane or the support. So if they want to go for something to counter the Maokai, perhaps a Gnar for Untara, they could do that and run Nautilus in the bot lane.
So they want to go for the Bard. They have to have some sort of... they need to run the Nautilus top, because if they run the Corki 80 carry, it's too much magic damage. So they're going to have to go Varus Corki and run a pure poke composition with a big wall and a lot of disengage with the explosive cask and the Bard. Yeah, you can't... Once you show the Nautilus, you can't run the Corki and the 80 carry unless you are going to have a mid laner like Varus, so they'll make that pivot. And then go for the poke comp.
So they want
SK
something...
Telecom, they have plenty of engage on this poke comp. Could be Lysandra here. Lysandra would be great.
I feel like that's the most likely pick. It's
Lulu's
one of the most played by Faker so far this season.
Sivir Lulu, also fine. You're going to have plenty of engage with the Maokai and the Trundle anyway with the Pillar and the Twisted Advance. So it's really up to SKT. Either one is going to be effective for them.
Ooh, that would be.
Okay.
He locks it. Okay.
Wow.
Westor, is that you? Nope, it's Faker coming in with the fizz.
So going for the assassin pick, being able to dodge the chain of corruption with the playful trickster. This is a surprise for sure. We have not seen Fizz this season.
This seems like I mean, early on,
This
sure,
is.
but post level 6, I feel like Varus is just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Faker is not really a Fizz player, actually, which is curious.
He is a self-proclaimed anything player.
That's true. But this is interesting because in Faker's entire career, he has played Fizz once. He's 1-0 on Fizz. But definitely not a champion that we pick or that we associate with Faker. And he's going for it this time. So a lot of skirmishing power with the Kindred and the Sivir. And he's going for the all-ins. I think BDD made Faker mad. I think he made Faker mad by solo killing him last game. Because that is the only reason. Logically here, you should definitely opt more for the Lulu. Or, yeah.
The Lissandra
The Lissandra would be good. Lissandra harder to play because you have that shorter range. You're going to get poked out. But the Lulu would be easy to play into the Varus. You're going to be able to block some of the damage with the Lulu shield.
Well,
This is angry Faker.
This is interesting. Let's get into game 2. All right, here we go. Game 2, do or die time for CJ. Need to pick up a win here. We're suffering the 2-0 loss to SK Telecom and more than likely have their hopes of playoffs shatter before their very eyes.
Yeah, it's going to take kind of a miracle if CJ doesn't win this series for them to actually qualify even in 5th place for the playoffs.
Yep. And Faker will be the one that chokes their playoff dreams.
He's going to crush their dreams with Fizz, a champion he has only played a single time before this as a professional player. This is like I said. There's nothing else to say about it besides that this is angry Faker. He got solo killed last game. He got styled on a bit in lane by BDD. Went for some early aggression that cost him on a quick gank from bubbling. And now he's here to playful trickster away from the chain of corruption and go for an all-in assassin. An all-in assassin assassination attempt here. And he can also dodge a few other things. He can dodge the
cask, he can dodge the dredge line, he can dodge
dodge
depth charge.
Yep, he can dodge the depth charge, absolutely. So there, I understand the
literally everything. I don't know, will the Bard ultimate connect?
Yes, it will.
Okay,
it's a stasis, so
that's what, correct, there you go.
So yes, it will.
That's what I figured. But yeah, this is going to be a little rough from early, so we can expect Blank to maybe pay a visit to this mid lane in the near future to try to get Faker ahead or alleviate some of that pressure. Duke, though, going to take a bit of damage from Mad Life. That level 1 Bard with the Thunderlords doing some work.
Yep.
But
Blank already with a red buff, and
yep.
I'm going to sit here. It's very annoying.
Poor Duke.
But they do go ahead and pick up all of the Raptors, so not really much gained there from Mad Life. Gets a little bit of harassment down. Always nice. He's delayed the jungling a hair, but it was a complete clear on the weak side for SKT as Duke went up and I believe took the Krugs. So now he will head down into that bottom lane while Kindred clears out the rest of the jungle. And Grog is actually, okay, he's going for the Skull Crab.
Yeah. You know, as much as I want this to go to 3 games, I also just want to see Faker go completely off on this Fizz.
Everybody wants to see
and
that.
crush CJ. It's, oh God, it's got so much potential for him to just shut CJ out.
Everybody wants to see that, Achilles. You are not the only one, I'm sure.
The CJ.
Most people want to see that. The CJ fans will be sad, but
yeah.
You know what, CJ fans? Aren't you just a little bit happy to see Faker, you know, put the rookie in his place? after solo killing him once and try to play a champion that he so rarely picks.
Maybe he'll hit him with the Mickey line, be like, BDD needs to go practice more.
I love it. I love it. And Wolf coming around.
Yep, going to be looking for some kind of engage here.
Figure with the Ignite. Still dangerous for BDD.
He's zoning him off. He's playing really far back.
Oh. Don't recall. You can do it, Wolf. Get a pillar down.
I believe in you. It's at least the flash. Nope, he's going to channel the recall. So
He just wants to be up here. Now, the turret has still not gone down in the top side. So Untara really delaying this push, maximizing the number of minions killed. But that means that Duke is going to get a little bit more time farming here before Corki can catch up, and perhaps a very, very slightly faster push.
Well, now Blank's coming around. They're going to find each other here in this mid lane. Go over on to BDD, immediate flash out. Flash from Faker as well.
Why did Bubbling flash forward?
I don't know. Because he's on Gragas.
No, it
that's
doesn't like sap his power, Achilles. I don't know why he flashed forward right there.
It's his, like, I don't know. It's like his Space Jam, like the basketball, where it sucks the power out. Whenever he locks in Gragas, all of Bubbling's ability just gets siphoned out of his body.
I see how it is. Where does it go?
It goes, I don't know, via the mouse. And then it just stays in there until he selects another champion.
Okay, I got it. So it's just more of just a conservation of Bubbling's power more than anything else.
Yeah.
So if he plays at Gragas enough games in a row, on his next Kindred game, does he go like super hard? Just go crazy?
He should. But if he keeps playing nothing but Gragas, maybe it'll siphon so much power that he actually passes out in the booth.
Okay.
Just doesn't have the energy left.
I see how it is. I see it as. Well, Blank here with a pretty substantial CS lead now. Duke gonna delay the recall.
Nice.
That's just annoying.
Yep. Really good delay. And he's gonna try it again. Oh, Blank. Not sure what he did. It looks like he swept out the jungle, so just took a bit of damage from the creeps up there. So.
Dark Seal for Faker. This is hilarious.
Oh my god.
The styling is so real in this game.
He is just going on. I think you're right. I think BDD did piss him off. He is.
I know. That's the only explanation behind this pick. Kilios.
He is going off the rails right now.
SK Telecom, certainly it's like any team, they like to pick for lane, but in any other game, just with the way that SK Telecom has been building team compositions this season, the Lulu makes 1,000,000 times more sense than this Fizz.
But if he loses this match, that could tilt Faker off the face of the planet.
I just love it. I love the boldness. This is... Oh, misses the fish.
Yep.
Good thing he did, though. If he went in on that, could have been in a bit of trouble with Mad Life and Bubbling right there, flanking the mid lane.
Watch, it's like he was just throwing it. He's like, I don't need this to kill you.
No, he does get the extra healing for the potions, too, so it's not actually a bad item in a matchup where he's going to get poked.
Yep. Oh, Kramer, though, too far forward. Doesn't even have the mana for the Valkyrie. He goes down with a very lackluster first blood. Bang and Blank just sort of just sitting there auto-attacking him.
That was a really lackluster first blood, I agree with you. Kind of sad. Just just giving up on life right there, not even using any of his summer. He's like, well, I'm really far away from my turret. No one is down here. I am definitely dead. But to the credit, look how much pressure.
Oh, Bubbling. Body slams away, throws out the barrel. The exhaust going to come through from Wolf. They really want to chase this out. He gets underneath the turret, takes a lot of damage, though.
But this is the pressure that Faker is drawing. They're so concerned about BDD in the mid lane and having the jungler and the support there that they sort of just left Kramer all by himself, open and vulnerable to an easy gank. And now SK Telecom going to go for the first dragon. They should be able to get it.
Maybe he was trying to offer up a peace treaty by going into the enemy territory of SKT. Like, I know Faker's mad, but it's okay. We don't have to play like this, guys. He's just operating as a missionary to go in and just spread just well-being to the side of SK Telecom, and they wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. He's even ahead in CS right now. That delay really helping out his ability to pick up some more farm that Duke did when he came and farmed up in that mid lane. So when will Faker strike onto the Varus? We've got a double freeze going on here for CJ, actually. They need to be careful or else there could be a dive coming through for SKT. they used the pressure advantage that they had to go ahead and take a dragon. And now it's gonna push right back out for CJ, ever so slowly on the top side. Kramer playing cautiously. After dying that one time.
Faker's getting a good CS lead too.
Yeah, you can notice he's been actually dodging into the brush there, so that he's been controlling the minion wave really well and forcing BDD to come forward.
Yeah, 21 CS up. Over top of that, ranged Varus. And of course, Varus has to build the tier, so it's just that much more of a handicap. And Faker,
it's bad.
Already with the Dark Seal, picks up the Seeker's Arm Guard to just mitigate that damage.
No fast Medjais.
Yeah. But still, we need some stacks here first under the Dark Seal, and then he'll start picking it up maybe.
All right. I'm ready, Achilleos. I'm ready for Faker to get a fully stacked Magi and just go crazy.
I think his Chum the Waters will just about one-shot. Yeah, Kramer walking up, does have Mad Life and Bubbling on the sidelines, taking away the blue. BDD gonna refresh his own as he rolls up that piercing arrow, and there it is. So double blue for him.
At least he's got that going for him.
Yeah, it's something. But yeah, this, I'm just waiting for the mid game for Faker to get an item or two, and then just take off.
Well, we've been talking a lot about this Fizz, but realistically, BDD does have the exhaust, and if this hits the late game and Faker doesn't have much in the way of kills or stacks going, the siege is not something that's going to be...
Jukes around, nice dodge on the cask. Goes actually back in, throws up Chum the Waters on the Bubbling, gets popped up. Here comes Blank as well. Bubbling gonna go down. That's the first kill for Faker. Starts stacking up that Dark Seal. Blank takes a bit of damage, but Lamb's Respite's still available, and he is quite safe.
Yeah, just turning that one around. Bubbling comes in, dodges the cask, throws the cask. Faker dodges it, knows that he can then go all in safely. The disengage no longer there. And the Chain of Corruption not fast enough to go ahead and save his teammate, so BDD not able to do much about that at all. Doesn't even get damage really down onto Faker.
Yep.
But yeah, as I was saying, well, Faker's gotten rolling now, so a lot of that is null and void, but if they had gotten in the late game and they had at least, you know, Faker without the TP, he kind of has to just engage from the front line. If Duke's teleport was down, there are not many tools to actually save the turrets or stop CJ from sieging. You know, there's not a lot of range here. Sivir relatively low range, and Corki Varus combination would be pretty brutal against SK Telecom because they're squishy in their 4-man unit. And if Maokai's not there, there's no one to actually absorb that damage. So CJ, they still have a chance to win this game. They are 2K down now, which makes it a lot harder.
Yeah. Bigger discrepancy than we were seeing in that first one. Kramer, though, he's getting back on farm. Went for the call, of course, so he's just trying to stack that up. Both of these AD carries did. So just trying to get to that Trinity Force as fast as he possibly can. He's a little bit away from the Zeal.
Yeah, Faker with the Emax too, which is smart, so he can actually better push the minion wave. Yeah. And the Emax has also done its job in terms of forcing BDD to lose out on some of this farm because he's been pushing it really actively when BDD hasn't been in the lane. Yeah,
and even when he was stuck underneath the tower, he was last hitting with the E, just letting those minions tick down.
Plus, when you're trying to dodge piercing arrows too, just really useful to have the lower cooldown on that ability.
Yep. So Faker doing well on this Fizz. I think he's practiced this a couple times by the look of it.
You know what, Achilleos, I've seen him just randomly play Aurelia, Olaf, Master Yi mid, tons of crap nobody else plays. He always has a pocket Riven, never know when he's going to play that either, still professionally undefeated on that one. Yep. So I've just come to accept that the reality of Faker is you can never plan for what he's going to do.
Oh, well, we have a TP coming on the backside here from Muntara with the rope down. Blank getting locked up. Already has to use the Lambs Respite as he takes a lot of damage, but BDD gets caught up by the Chum the Waters. He's going to go down. Duke finds the kill. That's going to be Mad Light falling as well as Bubbling, and Tara cannot get the dredge line out. And this is just CJ getting swept up. Bang has the flash, almost goes down. But Kramer, the last living member of CJ, And a huge play coming out from SKT. Faker, the only one that dies.
Yeah, just collapsing on them right there. And this composition that SKT is running is incredibly good at these early game skirmishes. They have so much speed with the Sivir ult, tons of gap closers, great early game damage, and the crowd control to really set it up. So not a good idea to fight them right there. CJ, especially with this very vulnerable poke composition and the low mobility on the Varus. I mean, BDD just sort of found himself right in the front line. And take a look at that one again. I mean, they want to set this up, but they use the Chain of Corruption incredibly early. It only tags Blank. Blank forced to use his ult, which is nice at the beginning of that fight, but BDD in the backside. Faker has the exhaust on him. He's a couple of rockets right there, and he's going to try and dodge around the outside. Now, Faker, I don't know why he was there.
Really greedy.
Yeah, there was a big one coming up, but there's no reason for him to pursue that. And you see Faker's face, he's like, crap, I didn't know it was the big one.
Ah, hell. Yeah. So just like that, gonna be losing his stacks or his stacks.
If it hadn't been a big one, he probably would have lived. But
yeah,
rip his Dark Seal stacks, back down to 0, lose 4 every time you die. So it's okay though. He got extra HP from his corrupting potion out of it.
Well, there goes all hope of a perfect Faker game on this Fizz. But still, SKT in a very advantageous position, picking up their second dragon here at 14.5 minutes. Very early dragons.
That's actually going to make an amazing gif of Faker right there.
Yeah,
that's actually, that reaction shot is super
what
good.
the hell?
That's super good.
Oh, that's great. I expect to see that on Twitter.
This has to be sometime like, come on.
Yeah. It's actually probably already on like Odd Shot and posted to Reddit. Somebody just pulled the trigger on it that quickly. That was great. I can't wait to use that moving forward.
Perfect meme material right there.
Yeah. You can see Faker having fun, but you can't even imagine what's going through their minds right now, because their hopes and dreams are crumbling around them for playoffs here. Duke.
Well,
nice. Oh, Kramer.
Kramer.
So gets
Kramer, would you like to be a trophy? I think you would.
Yeah. Well,
he's bedazzling his AD carry.
It's looking like SKT could make Kramer a trophy by just having him stuffed after this game when they finish him off. Put him in the den next to the fireplace.
That's right. Manatee, the dead Manatee, already there.
Yep.
Well, Faker's going to split push now, even though he has no teleport. There's enough wave clear to the top side.
Big engage on the top side. Blank. Nice lamps despite does keep him alive. Wolf is here. Bang arriving just now. Blank, will he be able to make it out? Dashes out the backside, gets the heal, and he will stay alive. Duke, though, maybe not going to be as fortunate. Goes back into the enemy team to buy time. Trying to kill Untara. Not going to be able to do it, but Faker's just splitting the bot side this entire time, and it gets the tier 2 bot turret.
Yeah, I don't know. SKT went way too far forward right there. They should have just waited for Bang to come up with Sivir and then cleared out the wave. They certainly had the tools to do that. Instead, they get a little bit caught out, and they're forced to trade.
They still...
a kill for a turret. Obviously still in favor of SK Telecom,
yeah.
but they could have not given up a kill there, too.
Yeah, just a kill on the Duke, but good to him. Good on him acknowledging I am dead.
2v4. Let's just go in. All right, they have all the disruption, too, to knock you out of the Kindred ult. Fortunately for Blank, that doesn't actually end up happening. Bang there, a bit late, but he doesn't have any mana, really, to maximize his damage in this team fight, so Duke is the sacrifice to the CJ gods.
Yep. Well, Faker finishes the Lich Bane. Didn't even go for the Zonia's. Got the arm guard, and then it's just like, you know what?
You need the Lich Bane to split push, Achilles. Come on. How else are you going to take all these turrets?
It's working out for him.
He's keeping the Dark Seal. He's decided not to commit to the Magi Soul Stealer, though. That's probably smart.
There's still hope. Maybe if he had not lost those stacks, he might have committed, but...
That's true, actually. He might have.
It's a little bit less likely now, unfortunately, though I would love to see it. I haven't seen a Magi's in a very long time.
It happens occasionally.
Yeah. It's like Magi's Omewrecker at the bottom of the barrel for items that
We've seen a couple Magi's this season. I will say that we haven't had very many successful Magi's this season. If there's a Nidalee that gets really far ahead in the jungle, occasionally we've seen it there.
Yeah. I remember last season when we had nothing but Janna support, at least in North America. By those standards, it was always Janna, and then you'd see the Magi's coming in.
That was Grilla who started that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he pioneered the never-dying Magi's Janna build.
Yep. Well, looks like CJ going to trade tier 2s, the bot of SKTs for their top as Faker continues this shove. I don't think they're going to get there in time to stop him. Yep, there it is. So turret goes down, so 5-3. SKT maintaining that 2-tower lead and stretching their gold lead by about 5.4K. And 2 dragons, the third of which will be spawning in about 2 minutes right there as it comes up.
Okay, so back now over to the dragon pit, but like you said, a little bit early. And Bang just clearing out. I mean, we're going to wait for SKT here. They have a 5,000 gold lead before 20 minutes. Stacking up that dragon should be pretty simple for them going for number 3. Just trying to secure that and play this out as methodically as they can.
Yep, this is the time where the game slows down.
Faker, sell the Dark Seal. You don't need it anymore. Just
like, no, I want it.
Complete your zone, yes, please.
Oh my God, look at this play on the BDD. Gets exhausted immediately. Locked down underneath the turret. He's going to die. Faker, what are you doing? Trying to be flashy.
That was really good by BDD. To be fair, he drops the exhaust, but he does burn both of his summoners in the escape, but manages to land the Chain of Corruption. Faker misses his Chum the Waters.
That was interesting.
I guess that's just how this game is going to be.
Yeah, Faker just trying to style on him. So it's still like, Faker is playing like Rox drafted yesterday.
Just going nuts. Why not?
He's the physical embodiment of that
Let's actually
draft.
talk about that. Okay, Baron is live. Can CJ do Baron? No. Do they have any pressure to take a turret? No. Can they take a dragon? No. Are death timers short enough for Faker to be back up for next dragon? Yes. So it doesn't matter if he does that, really.
True. It is the flash down. That's the most harmful
But he got
part of it.
he got 2 summoners out of BDD. Those are much more valuable at the next team fight around the dragon for sure.
That is true. Fizz
there's
is obviously
a
much more
Maokai,
mobile.
like BDD needs those summoners to get away from a Maokai Sivir ulting at his face.
Well, this is going to be the dragon spawning. Third for SKT if they can acquire it. First for CJ. I'm sure they're going to want that. 6% at this point. Going to start doing some work, especially for that Corki who will make use of both the AD and AP values. But just hovering around it. Wolf walking over this ping constantly. Just finally clears it.
Faker might have lived if he had Sonya's, just saying, instead of Dark Seal.
That is true.
If he had the gold. Well, they're gonna see Faker coming around. Bubbling's going to meet him in the jungle, and
He could just try to kill Bubbling, but nope. Jukes over the wall. Gets himself to safety, and SKT are in a pretty good spot to go ahead and start up this dragon, drag it out, kill it. Duke is going to recall, look for that home guard TP flank. Not a whole lot of wards that he could go for. Gonna use the one straight here in the
oh, they're gonna go
mid lane.
for it.
Yeah, on the hunt gets popped. They get the cask, so it's an ultimate for an ultimate, but TP burned out. So advantage goes over to Antara, but the question is, are they going to do anything with that?
No, they can't. Unfortunately, maybe they can try and bait this Baron, take the Scuttle Crab, but without the Sivir ultimate, options are a bit more limited for them. They're CJ pinging the Baron right now. They do need to check this. Wolf's going to find the Blue Trinket Ward, knock that out. So they have to respect this at the very least. Unlikely that SKT is doing it, but you do...
I mean, after last game.
Yes, you do need to check it.
Every time I didn't see SKT at this point, I'd be like, oh God, they're on the Baron. It's like, no, we just aced them. Like, no, they must be doing the Baron. But not going to happen quite just yet. SKT, sans Faker, playing this very paced game.
Faker, sell the Dark Seal.
Faker hears you, Faker doesn't care. I don't listen to you, Monty.
Apparently not. Well, if he listened to me, he wouldn't have picked Fizz at all in this game, so...
But we wouldn't be as entertained.
That is very true. I'm glad he picked the Fizz.
Oh, Bubbling. Actually, wow, that Jump to Waters did not connect.
It's very clear Faker does not play Fizz very much. He's been missing a lot of these skill shots.
The hitbox is not as wide as the Gragas is. apparently. So, gonna fall a little bit short. It's a quick cooldown. It's almost already halfway done. So, Faker gonna be able to throw out that one willy-nilly. But CJ need to find some objectives to try to get themselves into this game. Turret here in the mid lane could be what they want, but you have to be careful about this engage from SKT. You hit that on the hunt, and like you said, you have a Maokai suddenly sticking to your
BDD doesn't have flash
face.
yet either. He's just barely doesn't have it up.
Yeah. Exhaust is there, fortunately for him, though.
But against the Sivir, it's so hard to siege.
Yeah.
Especially now that the static shiv is complete and the Essence Reaver, you have the cooldown reduction, you have that extra damage. Faker just heading off on his merry way into the side lanes. Slowly pushing. Maokai has to peel away. Duke's still without TP, so they're going to have to give up this mid lane tier 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Surrender that over to them. They still have a pretty sizable gold lead at the moment. Faker, the last tier 2 that he needs to get is the one in the mid lane. And it looks like SKT might be content to just play around the stacking dragon that they got. They took one very early, about 8 minutes in the game, so they're on pretty good pace to get to that 5th.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. There's no reason for them to do anything else. They, especially with the TP down, they can't beat off the siege as effectively when they need to, that Maokai to farm from.
Oh, BDD, nice flash. Gets him away from that one, throws out the chain, and Faker goes deep, and he's gonna go down. Bang, finding the kill. Faker, can he get out alive though? The depth charge comes through, the Zonius is there, the rest of the team, can he make it to safety? A nice pull dash to get him through. Lord Ultimate connects, can they follow up? Goes back in actually, Faker just doesn't care. And now Blank has to throw down the Lamb's Respite as the cast comes through, bubbling, retreating back toward that tower. And the rest of SKT gonna have to peel back here. Dredge line in from Duke. Bang, can he do anything to try to turn this one around? Untara is still a very tanky Nautilus. They go back in. Untara getting melted out below half HP. Looking like SKT might be able to turn this one around. Madlife, they have to go through the magical journey, but they go down. That is going to be Kramer and BDD falling. And actually, Bard falling, not BDD. Too many B words here. But they go down. Untara, the sole survivor of that exchange, and SKT looking like they want to take the Baron.
You have to respect the Sivir ricochet damage so much at this point of the game, because if you all just get clumped up like that and Sivir has all these free autos, it's just going to chunk out your backline very heavily. I mean, you saw everyone just sort of taking the same amount of damage and getting super low in that engagement, and now they're going to snag a Baron here right as Faker spawns. So yeah, check out this.
Great reaction time from BDD. But
really impressive mechanically from BDD, but unfortunately the damage is still there. Faker going to go ahead, and Zonia's waiting for his Playful Trickster to come back up. Then he uses it there, dodges out, gets caught on the edge of the ultimate.
And then goes back in.
Well, he doesn't have the Playful Trickster. He has to do something, so it's really one of his only options. So then Blank going to drop the Lamb's Respite onto himself, and we see everybody coming through. Duke still in the front line. Now watch Bang here, because he's going to be the one to check out as this damage comes through. Boomerang Blade.
Tar just gets melted.
And then he just like starts melting people with ricochets and Boomerang Blades, and that's the danger of the Sivir. She can take out an entire backline incredibly quickly. Blank had some good follow-up, but most of that damage was from Sivir.
Yeah. Good stuff from SKT. But see, I thought that Faker was at least going to try to get to Blank to receive the Lamb's Respite to keep him alive. But he still has the Dark Seal. Faker officially just doesn't care about this game. He says, you know what? I don't even have to play seriously for my team to beat yours.
I just love the disrespect with the pick. That is hilarious.
Yep.
And the best part is...
Oh, On the Hunt gets popped. Looks like they're just going to push in, have CJ scrambling, and take their first inhibitor of the game, be able to back off and take their 4th dragon as it has just spawned.
The best part about this, too, Achilleos, is since he was already MVP, we get to hear about the Fizz pick, because he's not going to get MVP this game.
It's quite true. Definitely going to have to hear from him and see what the decision was and what the rest of the team thought about this while they were in the draft. Coma was probably just like, I'm just not even going to argue with you. Just do whatever you want.
It's interesting to see Blank too. He's had a really good game so far, and just talk about the transformation in this guy. He played so scared, so reserved. We know he had stage issues being on stage, the nerves.
Yeah.
And now he's come back, did well at IEM, got that jolt of confidence, and here he is performing really well on a lot of these carry champions. So he has turned into the meta jungler that SK Telecom needed to succeed. And SKT too, they got him some assistance, some professional assistance to help him with those nerves on stage.
Yeah.
And that's really worked faster than you would have thought possible, honestly.
Yep. A lot of teams are doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Here. I mean, even in North America, people are picking up, I forget the guy's name, but the esports psychologists, as they're calling him.
Oh, Weldon?
Yeah, Weldon.
Yeah, actually, Renegades was one of the very first teams to use him after CLG, so I've known him for a long time. And yeah, definitely sports psychology, a valuable tool for players. And
yep. And I know TSM is just picking him up now.
Yep, trying to use him for at least their playoff training, I know.
They tried to bait people on their Snapchat and say, like, who is this mysterious person?
Oh, did I spoil it? I didn't even know they had to announce that.
He was wearing like a, whatever. He was wearing like an Ember jacket, so they're like really trying to fool with you. But it's like, who on Ember were they going to get? Other than maybe contracts, but they can't play contracts anyway.
Yeah, it's
so.
I ruined the surprise, sorry. I already do. I thought they had announced it.
Well, I ruined it technically.
Damn it, Achilleos, baiting me.
I just looked at the picture and I was like, that's Weldon. It wasn't that hard to figure out.
Sorry, TSM, I didn't mean to do that.
Neither did I. I just, it was easy, in my opinion. But no, I mean, whatever. That's a good thing. You should want people to know that you are getting that, because the team doesn't look like they're communicating very well.
Fair enough.
So it's very helpful, hopefully, at least for TSM. But SKT looking pretty good.
Yeah, really outclassing CJ in the beginning of this game. And game one, CJ hung in there, but they still were not trading objectives as well as SK Telecom was. SKT just kind of outplaying them on the map and getting that gold advantage. And this game, they won that big fight in the mid lane, really turned this on its head, able to get a relatively early Baron, and now they are an inhibitor up on the bottom side, able to stack to a 5th Dragon if they want. It has been all SK Telecom.
And now at 31 minutes, over 10,000 gold lead here. And Faker, he sold the Dark Seal. That's the good news.
Thank you.
And he got a Rabbidan's death cap. So
like
Faker is going for the 100-0 on anybody he can find that is not Untara.
I love it. I'm just glad he sold the Dark Seal. That's my favorite part.
Yep.
That should have happened a really long time ago, but I will take it at any point into this game.
I think that he should just go back and buy a Medjai's.
No? Well, we know that wouldn't have worked, so.
I mean now. He should just
now. Okay.
He's in full screw it mode, I think, so just why not? Sell the Dark Seal and then just buy a whole Medjai's.
No, I don't.
Like a Kramer purchase.
I think this is the maximum amount of cute that Faker wants to get this game. Remember, this game still does have huge playoff implications in spite of the questionable fizz play from Faker.
Questionable is the best way to put it for sure. Oh, well, they're trying to chase him, dodges out the dredge line. It's like, what you gonna do? I'm a fizz. Wolf taking a bit of damage from Mad Life, though, on the sidelines. Bard still very much a damage threat. We're just hitting this point where Super Creep's getting ready to come up into that bottom side. Turret going down, on the hunt gets popped. Good cast to separate them. Bang gonna get caught by that Bard ultimate, so just delaying the what looks like the inevitable. Jump the Waters goes over onto Mad Life, takes a lot of damage. He's going to go down, I believe. Takes a magical journey to safety, actually. Faker eating up this turret damage. Will negate that as he goes up onto the pole. Heal comes through from the Lamb's Respite. 3 members down on CJ. And that's going to be the second inhibitor falling. And it looks like they're going to show a little bit of respect, pull back a little bit, but likely just crash straight back in for these Nexus turrets.
Yeah, Faker is super low, though. Super minions are now taking down the bottom inhibitor once again. It has respawned.
Yeah, let's see if Kramer can get him with another big one, or if he's just going to sit back. Looks like it's going to be the latter. And just like that, SKT 2-0 over CJ. CJ, the players and staff look up and shout, "Save us," and Baker whispers, "No."
Very well played. Well, with that lost also, CJ going to have a lot of trouble getting the playoff.